One day bushmeat go catch the hunter. One day bushmeat go... Calm down, calm your nerves, get in the spirit, get in the mood. One day bushmeat go catch the hunter. One day bushmeat go catch the hunter. One day bushmeat go catch the hunter. Catch the hunter, catch the hunter. So what's up, guys? Hello guys, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, your girl, Barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. What is happening? What a go on? What is supping? Have you heard the gist? Have you heard the every? Or you are waiting for me to come and garnish it for you? Come and go the thing in gongo can kobe. Are you waiting for me to come and pepperize and mesmerize the story for you? Oh, you're waiting? It's alright. Oh yeah, Joko. Joko Simbe. Let me download the cocoa for you. Abi, how we go take do now? Now the work way we they do. Now the work way we they do. Joko Simbe, let me download the theory for you. Are you ready? If you are ready, oh yeah, pia the thumbs up. Go to your thumbs up button and forget your finger there. Click the thumbs up button. And if you're seeing me for the first time, if you're new here, or if you've been watching without subscribing, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Give this video a very big thumbs up, of course. Drop all your comments down in the comment section as we proceed, and stay glued because we have so much more coming your way. No ado needed. Let us begin. We have three arms of government in Nigeria. The executive, which consists of the president, his vice, and members of his cabinet, the ministers. Next, we have the judiciary, which is made up of barristers like my humble self, the judges, the chief justices, the magistrates, and all of that. Those form up the second arm of the government, the judiciary. And then we have the legislature, made up of the lawmakers. Welcome to government class. Sit down with your exercise books and your textbooks. Welcome to government class. You guys know that I like to break it down for you. Bang, bang, bang. And apart from breaking it down, I always love my subscribers to be knowledgeable. I always love them to get something new from me whenever they watch me. So when they go out there and they are talking intelligently, and people will know that yes, this is a Barrister Neze subscriber. Let us go on. This story, we are getting there. We are anchoring. We are going. We are sailing on the high sea. Are you ready? The Nigerian legislature is divided into two houses. The House of Senate, also known as the upper house, the upper chamber. And we have the House of Representatives, aka the House of Rep, also known as the lower chambers. These two houses, the House of Senate and the House of Rep, form the National Assembly. They are the lawmakers, the people responsible for making new laws and amending old laws to make the government and the system and the country run. Shotigbo. Are you comprehending my comprehension? Are you? If you are, let me know down in the comment section. The House of Senate, which is the house, the upper chamber house, consists of 3 senators from each state and 1 from the FCT Abuja. So every state is made up of 3 senatorial districts, and these 3 senatorial districts are supposed to elect a representative to represent them, their constituency, at the federal level. So every state has 3 representatives in the House of Senate, and we have 36 states in Nigeria. So 3 times 36, that's 108 senators, plus that 1 representing the FCT Abuja, making it a total of 109 senators forming the House of Senate. What these 109 people, these 109 uncles and aunties and daddies and mummies are supposed to do, in simple nomenclature, simply to represent the people that voted them into the house. They are basically the mouthpiece of the people. And that is why democracy is defined as government of the people, by the people, and for the people. That is the design of democracy. So these people, these senators that have been put in the house, are supposed to be checking the activities of these other two arms of government, the executive and the judiciary. And that is why before the head of the executive, the president is the head of the executive, before he can even employ ministers, they must go through the screening of the Senate. Before any law, any major policy, any arm importation, anything major in the country can be done, it must pass through the House for them to vet it and confirm that it is in the interest of the people. Even the budget of the federation cannot be passed until the House vets the budget. Even senior judges cannot be appointed without the legislators. That is how important these legislators are, because they are the mouthpiece of the people, and that is the whole essence of democracy. And they are supposed to be checked in such a way that if they do not perform optimally, if they do not represent their people well in the House, during the next election, they'll be voted out. That is exactly how the Oyibo people designed governance through democracy. That is the structure that it was given. But is it so? Is it like that in real life? Oh my God. Oh my God, my chest is paining me. Food no day, brother, water no day, and our road no good. What about the NEPA people? We no get lights.
And our road is not good, oh. What about the NEPA people? We no get lights.
It's alright. Despite the structure at which democracy has been designed to ensure that the masses are the real custodians of power, Nigeria and many other African countries have bastardized the idea of democracy. In reality, what we have is a legislature made up of self-seeking individuals who prioritize personal gains over public service. We have an extremely corrupt group who, instead of protecting the interest of the people who put them in power, exploit their position to amass wealth and further their political ambitions. What we have is a legislature which would rather do the biddings of the executive rather than address the pressing issues faced by the communities that they represent. It has been reduced to a place where corrupt ex-governors see as a retirement spot from politics. Chai! Our government bad though. They no one give gentleman job, oh. My God, oh, and if a gentleman no get work, my brother, now how we go take survive, oh. DJ.
Government bad, oh. Then I want give it to man job, oh. If I get to man, I get work. My brother, now how we go take survive, oh.
Ladies and gentlemen watching me from all other African countries, is it like this? Now so the thing there for your side? Or now only we waka come? Drop in the comment section. Follow me on this process. Follow me. We are getting there. The story is building. I hope you are learning in the process too. If you are, drop in the comment section and say, yes, Barrister Neze, we are getting a thing or two from this video. Alright. The Senate is headed by the President of the Senate. And the current President of the House of Senate in Nigeria is Honorable Barrister Godswill Akpabio. Godswill Akpabio is a former state governor. He was the governor of Akwa Ibom State from the year 2007 to 2015. He served 2 terms. That same year in 2015, immediately he dropped his cloak as governor of Akwa Ibom State. He moved to the Senate, representing his state, Akwa Ibom State, in the House of Senate. 4 years after, in 2019, after the end of his first tenure, of course, he sought second tenure, but he lost the election. Don't say yeah, don't say yeah. Because that same year that he lost the election in 2019, he was immediately appointed as Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, and he served as minister from 2019 to 2022. Let us not talk about all the stories of the NDDC and everything that happened there. This is not a political talk. Maybe we'll have that in another video, but let us just skip that part. In 2022, he resigned his position as minister to further his ambition back in that Senate. There was something in that Senate that was sweeting him. He wanted to enter that Senate even more than to be a minister. Despite all the juice that was flowing in the NDDC ministry, he wanted back to the Senate. And so he resigned his position as minister and went back to contest as senator representing Akwa Ibom for the second time. And after he won the race as senator, he was appointed by his fellow senators as the president of the House of Senate, making him the 15th president of the House of Senate in Nigeria. Godswill Akpabio is a very powerful man in Nigerian politics. Now that you have all the background story and all the history of this our senior daddy, this our senior bros, Godswill Akpabio, let us enter into the latest kasala, the wahala, the kwanta. Are you ready? Are you ready? This whole kwanta first started with the deliberation whether a market in Abuja that was gutted down by fire should be rebuilt with government money or not. Now, on the 12th of June this year, only last month, a popular market in Abuja called the Card Market was gutted down by fire. Shops were destroyed. Goods worth millions were engulfed in the flames, reduced to rumbles, and trust the fire service to exude the greatest form of incompetence. The truck that was available had no water, and by the time a truck came much later, most of the damage had already been done. Sources of income, sources of living extinguished. Years of labor and investment put out in the blink of an eye. Traders, businessmen and women wailing and weeping like children. Senator Ireti Kingibe, who is the senator representing the FCT, raised the motion in the House. On behalf of the people of Abuja, whom she represents, she said,
on the Caro fire outbreak and the need for safer public places, I urge the FCDA and Abuja Municipal Area Council to offer the shops when rebuilt to the victims at a subsidized and affordable rate in order not to disenfranchise the original owners of the shops. I so submit.
Seemed like a fair and brilliant idea, doesn't it? But the Senate President was not having that. He wondered why government money should be used to rebuild a market for the people. He said,
so why do you use government money to build community market, maintain the status, and hand over to the community? So what I'm saying in a sense is that the prayer is faulty, but is anybody who wants to second this prayer?
And when these deliberations in the House made it out to social media, we were like, is this a joke? Mbano, if this is film trick, cut it now, director, cut. A legislature who allegedly allocated 2.9 billion naira to purchase vehicles for the presidency. That's over $4 million. A legislature which allegedly approved 4 billion naira for renovation of the president's quarters. That is over $5 million. I use allegedly because I'm not quite sure of the exact figures, but it's something in the neighborhood. So if you have the exact figures, you can drop in the comment section. The same legislature, oh my God, that allegedly approved almost 38 million US dollars to acquire a presidential yacht. Hey, na phonetics I do. Yacht. Yacht. Despite the country is grappling with rising debts and a cost of living crisis. That is the same legislature which the president of the Senate does not consider it worthwhile for it to help the suffering masses rebuild a market. Not to help them restock their goods or anything, or give them capital to go back to business, so just to assist them rebuild a market that was gutted down and destroyed by fire. Chai! Rich man go dey holla prayer, mudupe. Poor man go dey cry, I wanna more. Make una lead us well. No let this nation to fall inside well. Mr. President, lead us well. If you be senator, senate am well. If you be president, president am well. If you be police, police well. No, they take bribe.
They gonna lead us well. Don't let this nation to fall inside well. If you be senator, senate am well. If you be police well. Now they take bribe.
Hey, we don't suffer. A few right-thinking senators may have been surprised, alarmed at the head of the Senate's standpoint on this subject. But one senator, Senator Natasha Akpoti, a senator representing Kogi State, was bold enough to stand up and voice out. She said,
Sir, I stand and I speak to second the prayer as amended by Senator Akpoti. If your question has to do with the disbursement or the utilization of government funds in rebuilding a community market, sir, the people are the government, the communities are the government. So it's like the people using their money to their own advantage. So I stand to second the motion as amended by Senator Akpoti, sir.
Now, this incident of the Karu market rebuild was the first that brought discontentment to the minds and the hearts of the people. People began to whisper and notice that whenever ideas were coming from women in the house, they felt like the Senate president downplays it, like he has this mocking, mischievous laughter and smack around his mouth, like who is this thing? What's this one talking about? People began to hold the opinion that he kind of has this disregarding nature whenever a female senator opens her mouth to give her idea in the house. But there was one coming that was going to break the back of the camel. On this fateful day, not far away from the first incident, this same senator, Senator Natasha, was proposing a motion that our internal waterways be developed. She presented that one basic way of decongesting and unburdening the roads was to develop other modes of transportation and to synchronize and harmonize them. According to her, this will bring development and also avert road accidents, as well as improve generally our transport system as a country.
If we develop our internal road network, internal waterways, that would actually unburden the roads and will now even save and avoid accidents. So what I'll propose, sir, is instead of having it named the National Road Transport Council, it should read the National Transport Council of Nigeria, whereby innovations in other means of transportation can be harmonized. Our waterways, our rail networks are all designed independently and not in a coordinated fashion. So we would love a situation whereby every aspect of our transportation is looked into and developed by deploying the most modern, innovative ways. So, sir, that's my submission.
Anyway, I've heard from those in support and those not in support. Those in favor that this bill be now read a second time, say aye. Those against, say nay.
Now, at some point during the deliberation, it seemed as though one of her points were taken out of context, and she spoke up, which is not new in the House. If you watch the proceedings of the House, you would know that once in a while during deliberations, senators do speak out that way. So Senator Natasha spoke out to correct a notion that was being misinterpreted. And this is what's happened. This is what the Senate President of the country had to say.
Mr. President, we don't want it to be killed. We just want a bit of modification. We don't want the bill killed, but it should be slight modifications, sir. It's a necessary bill.
Distinguished Senator Natasha, in the chamber, you have to be recognized before you speak.
Oh, pardon me.
Yeah, we are not in a nightclub. The nay is having.
When this session got out, when this plenary session got out, members of the public were beyond furious. They quizzed the Senate president. What has nightclub got to do with deliberations in the House? They accused him of making a sexist statement. They wondered whether it was because Senator Natasha is beautiful and eloquent, or whether maybe because she was a single mother for a very long time before she got married about 2 years ago, or whether it was simply because she is a woman that Senator Akpabio had to bring in nightclub. Like, how can you address your fellow distinguished senator in that fashion? That is this a nightclub? She should not talk like she's in a nightclub. What arrant insults. And although the senator explained later on, when all hell was let loose, that he didn't mean it in that fashion, that he meant to say, oh, nightclubs are where, the music is loud and people talk over each other. People have to be, talking over each other and talking in a loud voice because of the music. A lot of people were not buying that. They were not having that. They did not believe that. So I would ask you, what do you think about what happened? Do you really believe the explanation of the senator? Or do you believe that that remark was completely sexist? Secondly, do you believe also that government money should not be used and utilized to rebuild private structures for individuals? And even if the businesses were gutted down by fire, that is not the business of the Senate. Thirdly, the third thing I would like us to discuss in the comment section, amongst others that you would like to, what is the situation like in your country when it comes to governance, when it comes to the legislature? Are you also suffering poor governance and insensitive leaders? Or not only we waka come? Having given you a background of this incident, in our next video, we will go further. We will go deeper into the whole story and issues of the side chicks and how all your faves made the list. Oh yes, we will be discussing the side chicks, the side hens, the side fowls, and all the side kukurukus. So stay glued and watch out for that video. So guys, yes, we have come to the end of this video. If you're new here, you're seeing my face for the first time, or if you've been watching without subscribing, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, drop all your comments down in the comment section, and stay glued because we have so much more coming your way. It's me, your girl barrister Nessa, and this is Nezeville. I'll see you guys in my next one. For now,